Come to the top of your mat, finding mountain pose. Feet are parallel to each other. Tailbone is long, ribs together. Lengthen through the crown of the head, shoulders relaxed, arms by your side. Hold here and interlace your hands behind you. Straighten your arms, keep your tailbone long, lift your chest up. Maybe lift your hands up as well. Your gaze slightly up towards the corner of the ceiling. And release. Bend your elbows. Again, straighten your arms. This time, keep your ribs together. Gaze stays forward. And only lift your arms up. Take an inhale here. Exhale, fold forward. Knees are slightly bent. Take your arms with you over your head. Relax your head down. Slowly lift up again. Release your arms by your side. Chair pose. Bend your knees, fingertips brush the mat. Extend your arms forward. Sink your hips down. Tailbone long, ribs together. Lift your arms up until they're lining up with your ears. Inhale and exhale, fold forward. Fingertips come onto the mat in line with your toes. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Look forward, everything straightens. Bend your knees a lot. Place your hands onto the mat, spread your fingers. Step back into plank pose. From plank, come forward with the shoulders. Place your knees down, lower all the way onto your belly. Elbows bending backwards. Point your toes, lift up into low cobra. Neck is long. Lower your nose to hover. Press up. Sit to heel, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. And release your heels down towards the mat. Belly sucked in. Hips are high. Relax your neck. And bend your knees, look towards your hands. Walk or step your feet forward. Take an inhale, lengthen, lift, everything straightens. And exhale, fold, release, soften. Bend your knees, come into chair pose. Samasthiti here. Again, bend your knees, come into chair pose. Fold forward. A little bit faster now. Inhale, lengthen, lift. Exhale, step back into plank pose. Bring your shoulders forward, place your knees down, lower onto your belly. Point your toes, lift up into cobra, glutes engaged. Tuck your toes under, sit to heel, downward facing dog. Release your hips down, spread your fingers, press your hands and lift your hips higher. Deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Keep going, deep inhale and deep exhale. Bend your knees, look towards your hands, step or walk your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, come into chair pose. Hold here. Neck is long, weight is in your heels. Come into a forward fold again with the hands interlaced. Fold forward, fingertips brush the mat. Hands find each other, interlace your hands. Take your arms with you over your head, straighten your legs. Holding here. If this is too much, you can always take your opposite elbows instead or have your fingertips on the mat. Neck is long. Raise your hips as high as you can. Hold here for 3 more. 2 and 1. Back into chair pose. Release. Fingertips brushing the mat. Extend your arms forward. Inhale and exhale, forward. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, step back into plank pose. Hold your plank this time. Tailbone is long, ribs together, fingers are spread. If you're hypermobile in your elbow joints, have a bit of a bend here. Start to rock forwards and backwards a few times. For 5, stay still, keep your neck long. 4, 3, 2, 1, downward facing dog. Raise your right leg up. Bring your right knee into the chest. Let your shoulders travel forward until they are above your wrist. Hold here, knee high, foot high as well. And then slowly come back into your 3-leg down dog. So your right leg comes up. And again, knee comes towards your chest, shoulders forward. Lift your knee, lift your foot. And back into your 3-legged down dog. 3 more like this. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, come back. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Place your foot down. Come forward into a plank pose. Bring your shoulders forward. Place your knees down. Lower all the way onto your belly. Stay here. Point your toes. Arms come next to you. Lift your torso up. Hold here, neck is long, and breathe. Maybe lift your arms a little bit higher. For 3 more. 2, and 1. Slowly lower. Place your hands next to your chest. Elbows bending backwards, shoulders away from the ears. Engage your glutes, engage your core, press up. Downward facing dog. Other side. Left leg comes up. And bring your left knee into the chest, shoulders travel forward. Hold here for a moment. Lift your knee, lift your foot. And then come back into your 3-leg down dog. And again, bring your knee forward. Move slowly. And come back. 3 more. Inhale. Knee to chest. And exhale. 3-leg down dog. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. You're moving slowly from one pose into the next. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Place your foot down. Come forward again into plank pose. Shoulders forward, knees down. With control, lower all the way onto your belly. Point your toes. Arms are next to you. Maybe interlace your hands this time. Lift your chest, lift your arms, and lift your legs as well. Hold here for 3 more. 2 and 1. Release. Place your hands next to your chest. Engage your glutes. Engage your core. Knees stay down. Shoulders away from the ears. Elbows bent backwards. Press yourself up. And then lower down again. All the way. 3 more like this. Press up. And lower down. 2 more. Press up. Try not to roll up. You're coming up as one straight line. And lower. Same thing. Last one. And lower. Sit to here. Downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Triangle pose. Bring your right foot between your hands. Left heel is down. Front heel back in an arch on one line. Come up first into your warrior 2. Arms extended and then straighten out your front leg. Shoulders relaxed. Gazes forward. Inhale, lengthen, grow a little bit taller. And exhale, hinge, reach forward. And then swivel your arms down. Your arms create one straight line. Your hand can rest on your shin. It can hover inside your leg as well. Try not to rest it on the knee. Holding here. Gazes up if possible. And if you're looking up, your forehead is higher then your chin. One more inhale and exhale, release. Both hands down, bend your front leg, step back into plank pose. Bring your shoulders forward, knees down, lower all the way onto your belly. Point your toes, lift up, and then slowly lower, press, seat to heel, and downward facing dog. Other side. Left foot forward, right heel down. Take your time. Front heel back in arch on one line. You're balancing on a tightrope here. Slowly come up. First your front leg is bent and then straighten it out. Lengthen, grow taller and hinge. Reach forward as far as you can. So focus on this action and then simply take your arms down. Gazes up, reaching up and down at the same time. Hold here and breathe. Tailbone long, ribs together. One more inhale and exhale. Look down. Bend your front leg. Release your hands. Step back into plank pose. Bring your shoulders forward, knees down. Bend the elbows. Lift up. Inhale and exhale. Come into your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. And release your heels down. Bend your knees, look towards your hands, step, walk or hop your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, come into chair pose. Samasthiti. Take a grounding breath here. Close your eyes. Shoulders relaxed. Jaws relaxed, eyes are soft, space between the eyebrows is soft. Gently blink your eyes open. Take a big step to the side. Have your hands on your hips. Turn your toes in. Inhale here and exhale, fold forward. Keep your hands on your hips for now. Back is straight. And place your fingertips onto the mat. Maybe you can walk your hands back till your fingers are in line with your toes. Lengthen, lift, inhale and exhale, fold forward and release. Palms press, elbows bend backwards, shift the weight forward. Hold here, bend your knees if you need to. If you find it hard to reach the mat, maybe bring your feet a little bit wider. For 3 more. 2 and 1. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, hands on your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. And bring your feet together. So heel to them together. Then turn your right toes out. Bend your right leg slightly. I'd like to do a half moon pose with you. Okay. So start to shift the weight into your right leg. Your right hand releases towards the mat. So it will end up on the mat diagonally from your foot. So slowly shift the weight into the right leg. Raise your left leg up. Simply balance here. So if you know the pose, go ahead. If you're not quite sure, practice your balancing here. We'll do one more try on each side. And then slowly come up again. All right, let's do it again. Maybe go a little bit deeper. So bend your standing leg, raise the other leg up, fingertips come down. You can have your standing leg bend as much as you like. Straighten out your left leg, point your toes, raise your leg as high as you can. Hold here. Keep looking down if you're new to yoga or if you're struggling with balance. Maybe your left arm comes up towards the ceiling. If you want to do a variation, you can also bend your left leg, catch the foot with your left hand. Hold here for 3 more. 2 and 1. If you have your foot, release And slowly, with control, come up. Switching sides. Turn your toes, left toes. Release your left hand, your left arm. Start to shift the weight. So maybe in the first round, just play around with your balance. See where you're at. Raise your right leg up. So this is the left leg. For a lot of us, this is a bit harder. If you want to go ahead in the first round, you do that. Otherwise, join me in playing around with the balance. And then slowly come up. One more. Shift the weight. Fingertips come onto the mat, so they're diagonally from your foot and underneath the shoulders. Your right leg comes up, point your toes, open your hips. Maybe take your right arm up towards the ceiling. You can stay here, or if you did it on the first side, do it on the other side. It's a bit harder here. Take your right foot in your right hand. Keep your hips square, hold here. If you feel brave enough to look up, you look up. For 3 more. 2. And 1. If you have your foot, slowly release. And then come up into your standing position. Relax your legs. Samasthiti, top of the mat. Hands come onto your hips. Knees are slightly bent. Take an inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold forward. Belly comes resting onto your thighs. Feet are hip distance apart, toes turn in slightly. Get hold of your big toes, middle index finger and thumb. Inhale, lengthen, lift. And exhale, fold, release. Relax your neck. Shift the weight forward slightly. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Place your hands underneath your feet until your toes touch your wrist. Inhale here, and exhale, fold. Relax your neck. Shift the weight forward. Hips come as high as you can. Head is heavy. Gently release. Stay in your forward fold. Bring your fingertips onto the mat in front of your feet. Step back into downward facing dog. So the whole of the hand now presses down. And then you step back into your down dog. Pedal your feet a few times. You can stay here or flow through vinyasa. Come forward into plank pose. Slowly with control. Shoulders come forward. Then maybe your knees come on the mat or they stay off the mat if you want to try chaturanga. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Pigeon pose. Bring your right knee onto the mat behind your right wrist. Foot comes to the left. Sink your hips down. Stay centered. So you're not tilting to either one side. And place your forearms onto the mat. Maybe move your hips from side to side a few times. And then stay where you are and breathe. If you're new to yoga or you're taking it easier, you stay here. If you want to challenge yourself, come up onto your hands. Walk your hands back just a little bit. See what your back says. Maybe not too much. And raise your hands off the mat. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Fingertips come onto the mat again. Again, you can stay here or reach behind you with your left hand for your left foot. There it is. Chest stays facing forward. Feel the stretch in the front of your left leg. Hold here. And gently release. So everyone, hands are on the mat, back toes tucked under. Lift your back knee up, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet a few times in your down dog. Other side. Left knee comes onto the mat, behind your left wrist. Foot moves to the right, sink your hips down. So your right leg travels back. And here in the center. So not tilting to either one side. And come onto your forearms. And maybe gently sway your hips from side to side a few times. Move slowly. And stay where you are and release. If you're taking it easier, please do stay here. We don't always have to push ourselves, or you come up onto your hands. Walk your hands back a little bit. And raise your hands off the mat. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Fingertips come onto the mat. Again, you can stay here, or you reach behind you with the right hand for the right foot. Hold here. For 3 more. 2, and 1. Release. Hands on the mat for everyone. Back toes are tucked under. Lift your knee up. And downward facing dog. Pedal your feet a few times. Come forward into a plank. Bring your shoulders forward and lower down all the way on your belly. Point your toes. Reach behind you with both hands for your feet. So not going into back bend yet. Gently press your pubic bone down, bend the elbows, and pull your heels towards your buttocks. If this is too much, you don't have to pull the heels, but try and press the pubic bone down so glutes are engaged and tailbone is long, so you're not sticking out your bum here. So again, it's a strong stretch for the front of your legs. And release. Make a pillow with your hands. Sway your hips from side to side a few times. You can repeat or stay here. You come with me into a deeper back bend. Reach behind you, bend your knees, catch your ankles, lift your knees, lift your thighs up. Come as high as you feel comfortable doing. Hold here for 3 more. 2, and 1. Release. Child's pose. Place your hands next to the chest. Press yourself up. Come resting on your heels with the hips. Round your back. Make a pillow with your hands. Stay here. Lift your head up. Come back into your downward facing dog. You can stay here or one more time if you like. Come flowing through Vinyasa, plank pose, shoulders forward, bend the elbows. Lift up into your back bend and downward facing dog. Rejoice. We will come laying down on our back. Bend your knees, look towards your hands. You can jump into a seated position or you lower down your knees and come sitting down. Place your feet flat on the mat. Extend your arms forward, inhale and exhale slowly. Lower down all the way. Bring your right knee to your chest. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh. Straighten out your leg towards the ceiling. If it's not all the way straight, it doesn't matter. Do your best. Gently pull the leg towards you. This may be enough for you. if you want to challenge, you can straighten out your left leg. Maybe flex the left foot, maybe also flex the right foot. And then pull the leg closer towards you, walking your hands up towards your calf or your ankle. Hold here. And then let go, walk your hands down. Bring the leg a little bit higher. Again, if the leg is here, that's fine. Or you can bend your knee. Foot is flexed. Bring the leg across the midline. Keep your hips grounded. Feel the stretch in your right leg. So in your right calf, maybe in your right glutes, ITB. Hold here. And bring your leg back. Turn your toes out. So make the turn come from your inner thighs. So your right toes turn towards the right side. Support your leg, place your right hand on the thigh. And then gently bring the leg to the side, not too far. Your hips stay grounded. And then slowly bring your leg back. Bring your knee into the chest. Take a moment here. We will stay with this leg. You can repeat what we just did. Or you can have your hands behind your thigh and gently pull the leg towards you. Or you pick up your right big toe, middle index finger and thumb. Pull the leg towards you, straighten out your leg as much as you can, and then the tricky part, your right shoulders are coming down towards the mat. If they're hovering a little bit, that's fine. Hold here. And then everyone, bring your leg over the midline just a little bit. So over towards the left. And then back to the center, turn your toes out towards the right and lower the leg towards the right. So not to the side too much. Again, your hips want to stay grounded. Bring the toes more towards your ear, if that makes sense. Hold here. And then bring the leg back up. Lift your head, lift your shoulders up. Pull the leg towards you. Hold here, maybe straighten it out a little bit more. For 3, 2, and 1, and release. Bring your knee towards your chest and place the foot down onto the mat. Other side. Ooh, left knee comes towards your chest. Hold here for a moment. And interlace your hands behind your thigh. And lift your foot up towards the ceiling. You can stay here, or you take it further by straightening out your right leg, flexing your feet, walking your hands a bit higher, pull the leg towards you. And slowly walk your hands back down. Lift the leg higher. Remember, if your knee is bent, that's absolutely fine. And bring the leg across the midline to the right. Keep your foot flexed. I know you can go all the way down, but that's not what we're doing today. Keep your hips grounded. And then bring your leg up. Turn your toes towards the left. Make the turn, the twist come from the inner thigh. Support your leg. And bring the leg to the side, just a little bit. Feel the stretch in your inner thigh. Keep your hips grounded, so your right hip doesn't float up. And then come back. And bring your knee into the chest. You can repeat, or you make it a little bit harder if your body feels up for this. Straighten your leg, pick up your big toe, middle index finger and thumb, pull the leg towards you. And bring the leg across the midline, just a bit. Back to the center. Turn your toes out. And then lower your leg. Keep your hips grounded. Pull the leg higher, more than letting it drop to the side. Feeling a bit of a shake. Let's see if you enjoy the shake. If it's too much, just ease off a little bit. And then come back. Pull the leg towards you, raise your head, raise your shoulders up. Maybe straighten the leg out a little bit more, hold here. And release. Hug both of your knees into your chest and roll from side to side a few times. Place your hands over your knees. Draw some circles with the knees. Knees come apart and together again. Apart and together. One more in this direction. And then 3 in the other direction. Move slowly. So oiling your joints here. And hug your knees into your chest. Bring your hands behind your thighs. Get hold of your opposite elbow. Straighten out your legs. You can hold here with the toes facing towards the ceiling, or you straighten your legs a little bit more. If you want to go deeper, get hold of your ankles. Pull the leg, your legs closer towards you. Lift your head up. Straighten your legs a little bit more. And start to walk forwards and backwards. Just a few times. And bend your knees. Keep rocking. Until you are in a seated position. Cross your legs. Place your hands on the mat in front of you. Walk your hands forward and forward. Relax your head down. If you want to enjoy Shavasana, come laying down on your back, hit the pause button, stay there. Otherwise, stay here for a little bit longer. And then slowly raise your head, walk your hands back. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a lovely, lovely day. Namaste. Until next time.